The world is a mysterious and confusing place. People spend their lives searching for answers, clinging to beliefs, institutions, and ideologies that promise clarity. But what if clarity is the greatest illusion of all? If you are not willing to be confused, you become a mere replica of someone else's mind. You are not thinking. You are imitating. You are not questioning. You are conforming. And in this imitation, you surrender the only thing that is truly yours, your direct, unfiltered experience of reality. I have spent my life rejecting the pursuit of external truths. Unlike the spiritual gurus and philosophical scholars who preach enlightenment as an attainable state, I have argued that the very desire to be enlightened is the greatest deception. Why? Because it is based on the idea that somewhere someone has figured it all out for you. That there exists a doctrine, a path, a revelation that, if followed correctly, will lead to absolute understanding. That is the biggest lie of all. In my time, I rejected religion, philosophy, and even the notion of enlightenment itself. People would come to me, desperate for wisdom, eager to be told what to believe. And I would tell them, "Go away, I have nothing for you." This is not because I wanted to withhold answers, but because I understood that the search for answers is what traps you in the mind of another. The moment you accept another person's reality as your own, you cease to be alive in any meaningful way. You become a follower, a parrot, a mere extension of someone else's thought process. What does this mean today? It means you are living in an era where the greatest danger is not ignorance, but borrowed knowledge. The world has never been louder. Information is thrown at you from every direction: social media, news outlets, political factions, corporate interests. Everyone claims to know the truth, but in reality, they are all selling you a version of reality that benefits them. Your confusion is seen as a weakness, something to be resolved, eliminated, replaced with certainty. But in reality, confusion is the only honest state of being. If you are confused, good. That means you are still thinking for yourself. That means you have not yet been absorbed by the machine of collective thought. Do not be eager to escape confusion. Be wary of those who promise they can relieve you of it. The moment you accept someone's ideology as absolute, you have surrendered the one thing that makes you human: your ability to question, to doubt, to exist without needing all the answers. How should we think? The only way to think is not to think at all, at least not in the way society has conditioned you. Thinking, as most people practice it, is just a regurgitation of past experiences, cultural programming, and inherited beliefs. You are not engaging with reality. You are filtering it through preconditioned responses. Instead, observe without interpretation. When you see a sunset, do not name it. When you hear a sound, do not label it. When you encounter an idea, do not immediately decide whether it is right or wrong. Just let it be. Let it exist without categorizing it, without fitting it into some pre-existing framework. The greatest mistake people make is believing that the mind is their ally. The mind is nothing but an accumulation of conditioning. It is not you. It is a collection of other people's voices, beliefs, experiences, all absorbed over time until you mistake it for your own. To be free, you must first recognize that your thoughts are not your own. Only then can you begin to see clearly. Advice? Do not seek answers. Do not look for meaning. The moment you do, you have already lost. Live without the need to define, to categorize, to conclude. Let the mystery be. You do not need to figure out the world. You only need to be present within it. Warnings? Yes, there is one. Beware of the system that profits from your obedience. Every institution, governments, religions, media conglomerates, corporations, relies on you being eager for certainty. They thrive on your discomfort with the unknown. They will give you leaders, ideologies, heroes to follow, enemies to hate, all to keep you from realizing that none of it is real. The moment you stop playing their game, you will see through the illusion. And they fear that more than anything. I am U.G. Krishnamurti. I offer you nothing, because truth is not something to be given or received. It is only when you abandon the search for answers that you may glimpse reality as it is.